Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Victoria Corrin. In the news this week, 9 years after famously getting stuck on a zip line, Boris Johnson accepts an invitation from the King of Spain to try his hand at parachuting instead. In Tokyo, it seems the producers of the Japanese version may not have remained faithful to the true spirit of Peppa Pig. And at a wedding in Scotland, doctors advised the groom to give it a few days before trying to consummate the marriage. On Paul's team is a journalist who has recently written a novel titled The Whistleblower. If you only read one book this year, read one of mine. Will you please welcome Robert Peston? On Ian's team tonight is a broadcaster who says there should be a law that forces government ministers to answer questions properly when being interviewed. Asked if he thought this was a good idea, one minister replied, "It's been a very warm October." Will you please welcome Rylan? We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Paul and Robert, yes. Have a look at this.
Hydrogen car, new green energy being promoted. That's what, yes.
What is
This is replacing old boilers with heat pumps. So, yeah, it's going very well. We're all going to be green sooner rather than later, and it's all going to be wonderful.
We've got a heat pump policy,
yeah.
Which is to reduce all the greenhouse gases that each of us are spewing out of our homes. And the policy is going to, I think it's 0.02% of UK homes are going to be converted to these green...
I hope you're not undermining the Prime Minister, Robert. This is about hot air specialists, and the Prime Minister, my God, he really...
Yeah, you're right. These are the government's plans to help us stop wasting energy at home. What was little Rishi Sunak's really unhelpful response to Boris's enthusiasm?
Did he make a lot of rock and roll records in the 1950s?
Little Rishi.
Good golly, Miss Molly, Long Tall Sally.
That might have
this
been
joke can be explained on teletext later on if you go to the red button.
He did something not very musical. He explained how much it would all cost. The Treasury reckon 80 billion will need to be raised somehow. The more electric cars that are sold without road tax, the more money the government will lose. So electric cars and roads in general will have to be taxed.
But this is his line on the whole. Boris says we're going to spend as much money as anyone wants in order to be popular. And Rishi Sunak says, well, we can do that, but then we have to raise tax. And the whole Conservative Party goes, oh, God, tax. They're not going to do it, though, are they, Robert?
Look, do you really want me to depress you about how bad things are going to be in about 6 months?
Yes, Robert Peston. Yes.
You know, this is what I do for a living. We can do that.
Yeah, they're four horsemen of the apocalypse: death, plague, famine, war and peston.
There's a little bit of hope. Do you know who is the Prime Minister hoping to get some money out of?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, you're right. We've got a little clip of the press conference with Bill Gates.
I think Bill's putting in 200 million. If I got the numbers right.
Just checking.
Just checking. There's no
400 each.
400 each, is it?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Okay,
Now, tell me, if you can, about the air source heat pump, then.
It takes air from the air and turns it into heat inside your home.
Is it that simple, Paul?
Yes, it is.
It is that simple.
It is that simple.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
Have you?
In fact, I'm wearing one now.
Well, few journalists are well informed about central heating systems, so they tend to resort to diagrams. So this might help, it might not. Here's one explanation, of how an air source heat pump works.
That's actually the design for the new Big Brother house.
And one tip I would say is, if you want to be warmer, don't stand outside.
Yeah. That's a strong tip. That is a strong tip.
Should we all cheer ourselves up by looking at Boris speaking?
Yes.
Yeah. That cheers me up. He's talking about the areas where Britain is a world leader, and I think his circuits have overloaded.
Financial services, cyber AI, quantum computing, gene editing, data, tech of all kinds. Fintech, medtech, edtech, nanotech, cleantech.
Lunatech. Shall we move on to royalty?
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Yeah, all right. Well, the Queen's had something to say this week. Does anyone know what it was?
Yes, she said she doesn't know who's going to be turning up at this conference and she wished people would do something instead of just talking about it.
Totally right.
Yeah.
She absolutely did. She was opening up the Welsh Parliament. She was overheard saying to Camilla, extraordinary, isn't it? I've been hearing all about COP, still don't know who's coming. It's really irritating when they talk, but they don't do.
What a woman. What a woman.
What a woman.
And you know, it worked because the Australian Prime Minister wasn't going to come, and then 24 hours later, after she said it, he is coming.
There you go.
But Putin's not coming, is he?
She doesn't seem to have the same sway over Putin. I can't think why.
Well, who else isn't coming?
I'm not going. Mickey Rooney's not going.
Us too, but neither of you are world leaders.
So we don't know if President Xi is going to go. I mean, he's about the only person who matters.
What else is China giving their full attention to?
Oh, they've got this amazing missile that goes several times the speed of sound, haven't they?
Yep.
Which is potentially quite a serious weapon, unfortunately.
Yes, they're testing their new hypersonic nuclear missile that flies 5 times faster than the speed of sound with a low trajectory. So its journey is shorter and not picked up by radar. According to Al Jazeera, the missile circled the globe but missed its target by 24 months.
Right. Well, that went well.
Yes, so London will probably be safe, but good luck, Stevenage. What did the Queen turn down this week?
Won it an award and she turned it down because she said she wasn't old enough.
That's right. It was the Oldie of the Year award, given by the Oldie magazine, unsurprisingly. She wrote to the chairman of the awards committee, Giles Brandreth, to say, I don't meet the criteria. I am as young as I feel.
Go on, that's what I like. Yes. Love that.
The ancient Queen said he was disappointed but wished Her Majesty well. How has Prince William been making headlines? This is more your department, possibly, than mine, Ryan, because I dress appallingly, but he wore something.
Oh, is this the velvet tuxedo?
It is indeed.
Nothing wrong with a velvet tux.
I'm not saying there is.
Especially on a prince.
I don't look great in one. Yeah, he wore a velvet jacket and a polo neck on a night out, which some people said made him look like James Bond.
I think he looks good. I think he should do that more often.
I think he looks all right. I mean, the thing is, the way William was dressed, that would make anyone look like James Bond, wouldn't it, really?
Love that. Brilliant.
Paul, how do you think you'd look in similar?
Well, I don't know. Why don't we have a look?
That's brilliant.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like one of the cast of Last of the Summer Wine. Hey, up, I've got this go-kart. Let's push it down the hill.
I've got to say, when I saw your one, Ian, I thought it was Phil Mitchell. And then when I saw your one, Paul, I thought it was Greg Wallace.
It's a dangerous area for you to go on about people's personal looks, isn't it?
It is. It is. But I paid for mine, so that's the difference.
Tell me who Phil Mitchell is.
EastEnders.
EastEnders. Oh, right. Oh, great. Well, leave it out.
Proper art.
Robert, you didn't perform at Prince William's event, did you? That's a shame, especially with a voice like this.
Well, I could be a lady tonight. Well, I could be a lady tonight. Well, if you've ever been a lady to begin with, well, I could be a lady tonight.
Luck to be a lady tonight. Luck to be a lady tonight. Good.
Brilliant.
You've actually got a really good voice.
Have you ever thought of having it tuned?
I thought Robert was brilliant, although I was looking at that outfit and I'm sure that you mugged me once behind an off licence.
Now, this is the blueprint for a green future. The government has suggested we swap central heating for eco heat pumps. If you want to know how a heat pump works, a fan draws air inside the unit for it to warm the refrigerant, which turns to gas at a low temperature. Gas is then compressed, releases heat to the system, and then condenses back to a liquid state. The liquid refrigerant passes through an expansion valve before it absorbs and passes along the heat. And by that time, it's summer. This week, Prince William also said that his son George was learning all about climate change. Yes, even he noticed how much the atmosphere warmed up when his auntie Meghan left the room. In the build-up to COP26, the Queen met Bill Gates, but that was a long conversation when she asked him, "What do you do?" I build software, manipulate vaccines and delete emails from Jeffrey Epstein. Ian and Rylan, take a look at this.
Oh, first wave, second wave, third wave.
How many spray tans I've had?
Pot luck, put it in there, might work. That's Christmas.
Cancelled.
That's not happening. So this is where we are. The government keeps saying we're going to carry on as normal, and normal for us is to do nothing until just before it's too late and then panic and change. So when I listened to a number of government ministers saying there is no way there's going to be another lockdown, I just went out and bought some toilet rolls.
The NHS's Matthew Taylor urged Number 10 to act immediately, telling The Guardian the government ought to not just announce that we're moving to Plan B, but it should be Plan B+. However, Downing Street revealed this week that at the moment there was absolutely no plan. Does anyone know the difference between Plan B Plus and Plan C? Plan B Plus, also called Plan C, is a lockdown similar to last November. Can anyone remember what that was? I don't remember anything.
Mandatory mask wearing.
November's lockdown was finite. It was 2 weeks. And do you remember what happened after last year's really short lockdown?
Yeah.
Christmas was completely destroyed.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, those horsemen really have got nothing on you, Robert.
I was really looking forward to meeting you.
It's just as well that your singing cheered us up.
We don't know what they're going to do. They keep saying day by day, we'll look at the figures, we'll look at the facts, and then we'll make a decision.
We had the health secretary on stage yesterday saying, the NHS is fine, they're coping. Were you reassured?
Well, I mean, not after meeting you.
Sage only met 3 times since July, as there is lessened demand from ministers for scientific... Let me just ask you, did you have any problems working from home last
No, not really, because I used to come into the studio... Oh, you're talking to Robert.
I think, are you referring to my 1 or 2 Zoom issues?
I'm afraid I am, Robert. I'm really looking forward to the return of the press briefing so I can have more instances like this one.
Can I turn next to Robert Peston from ITV?
Oh, shit. Hello? Afternoon, Robert. Oh, hello. Sorry, my connection doesn't seem to be terribly stable, so I'll give it a go.
Were you waiting for the band to strike up?
I thought that was hilarious.
I have to say, not everybody in the country was quite so.
Did you get a few responses to that?
So I make the mistake of being on social media and...
Do you not have anything else to do?
There was a time when I thought it was good for journalism. I don't anymore. I think it's punishment.
It's one of those 2-word things, isn't it? It's sort of like it's a bit of a contradiction in itself. Social media, action figures, gourmet burgers. You know, it's sort of...
Yes, I agree with you.
You know.
Sports personality.
Yes.
I have to just say, that is not my joke. That was a wonderful comic called Donna McPhail, who doesn't do it anymore, who you will...
Yes, indeed.
Out.
It was the right time for it to come out.
Yes, absolutely. Do you know what the new strain of
I'm
COVID
afraid I
is?
do. AY 4.2.
It is AY 4.2, I 4.2, which sounds a bit like a Geordie confirming an earthquake. But why might Immensa Rylan, I think you went to Immensa in Ibiza, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I was a go-go dancer there.
Is that, I don't know what I'm saying here, but is that the one next to Pasha?
Yes, indeed it is.
What is Pasha?
I'm going to change your life, Joe Brand.
Will you?
Absolutely.
If I bring some tenor lady, will you take me?
You don't need to bring the tenor lady because I've already packed them, darling.
Why might Immensa be responsible for a bit of the increase?
They're a lab that have been caught out producing dodgy results.
False negatives, wasn't it?
Yeah. And people who've actually got it were told they didn't have it. Yeah. And then they were told they did have it, and they thought, oh, God, I've spread it to them. Yes,
Immensa have been accused of messing up around 40,000 test results, and officials are now halted testing at the private test centre in Wolverhampton. Yeah. Bollocks, I've lost page 10.
That's what the scientists said.
How might this nice lady, Grace, be able to help with the COVID recovery?
Oh, is this robot doctors?
She's a robot, yeah.
Yeah.
Designed to help the health service. She's programmed to interact, take temperatures and measure responsiveness in patients. And according to the programmers, Grace is designed to have a comforting demeanour and can stimulate the action of more than 48 major facial muscles.
Good luck to Grace.
Yes, that's 47 more than Jimmy Carr. Should we have a look at Grace in action?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I can do all kinds of things for elderly people. I can visit with people and brighten their day with social stimulation, entertain and help guide exercise.
I'm obsessed with it. I love it. She seems like a nice girl, though. Put a bit of spray tan on the arms because it didn't match the face, but...
I reckon there's already a few men cranking up to trying to get off with her. I do.
Cranking up?
Well, old blokes that have to crank themselves... I mean, I'm not looking at you, Robert. But old blokes have to crank up to get ready for a bit of hanky-panky. Oh, I've gone on 1950s.
It's working! It's working! Quick, take the curlers out!
Should we move on to other news? Now, due to COVID and the shortages, why might it be easier to get into a club this year? When you go into a club,
yes,
what's there to sort of make it difficult for you?
The music, for me.
Security and bouncers. Oh, there's a shortage of bouncers.
That's right.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
There's a shortage of bouncers.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is great news for you, Ian, because you don't need to keep colouring your trainers with a Sharpie. I don't even know what that means, Ian, but anyway.
So why is there a shortage of bouncers?
There's not enough of them.
It's going to be...
I don't think there's a shortage in Essex. Everyone's
Really?
a bouncer.
Everyone.
Oh, a bouncer every 3 doors along. What do you do for a job? Bouncer. Genuinely.
Can you have one in your own home?
How do you know I haven't? And I saw you outside on the lawn the other morning, yeah.
Economist explanation for why there's such a shortage of everything is known as the Great Supply Chain Crisis, which means that things like tankers are in the wrong part of the world, but obviously bouncers are in Essex, which is obviously the wrong part of the
There
world.
you go. There you go.
And there are no lorries to take the bouncers to other bits of the country.
You can't transport them across.
Yeah, because you can get about 1,000 of them in the back of one of those big trucks, can't you?
But they can't get into the trucks because the truck drivers say, you're not coming in here dressed like that.
So this is the news that COVID cases are increasing. Also, it was revealed that Immensa may be responsible for 43,000 false negatives. The health official in charge of investigating COVID testing problems is Dr. Will Welfare, although he may soon be replaced by his slightly less positive-sounding Welsh colleague, Dr. Die Soon. Now, on to round 2.
Yeah.
The randomiser of news.
Hooray!
Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Ah. That's Vienna. There's a story about an art gallery in Vienna that has lots of, I think, turn-of-the-century sort of nude pictures. I don't know what the rest of the story is. They're not allowed to show these pictures anymore.
It's the news that the city of Vienna has joined OnlyFans. What a brilliant face.
Shut up.
No, they tell us what OnlyFans is then, Rylan.
I mean, I wouldn't know. But OnlyFans is like a subscription site, and you can put any type of content you want on there. It's a bit like Twitter, but there's a paywall, and you can choose to follow people and you pay them a monthly subscription. But 9 times out of 10, the content is eye-opening.
Opticians.
Yes.
Well, why would you imagine the Vienna Tourist Board have an OnlyFans account?
Well, I mean,
Because of the paintings that Ian's mentioned.
That's right.
there you go.
Oh, so they're showing the paintings to people in the hope that people will come to the city?
Yes, but also Instagram has previously ruled that a painting by Rubens violated its guidelines on nudity.
Get it?
Oh, really?
So you can only see it on OnlyFans.
That's a really good idea.
Well, absolutely. So for around $3.60 a month, subscribers can view as many nude paintings and statues as they want. Well, in other art news, why has AI robot Ida found herself in hot water in Egypt?
She is an artist robot, but when she arrived at Cairo, they thought she was a spy, and they confiscated her.
Yes, she was seized at the border on her way to an exhibition in Giza in Egypt, where guards demanded the removal of her eyes.
Oh, how terrible.
She's only a robot.
What a lovely set of eyes. Look at her. Beautiful woman. Can't
You've
believe
got a
it.
thing with robots, haven't you?
I just think, do you know what? I've just come across such a lot of idiots this year. To be honest.
That is a good argument. Who would you prefer, Ada or Grace?
Oh, come on, no, it's like picking your children, isn't it? Hang on, as Ada's eyes remained intact.
Yeah, she got her eyes back, I understand. Yeah.
She got her eyes back?
Yeah, I think
Did they put the right one in the right one? Because I don't want her looking at me like that.
Some of us think that Ada's a bit of a hotbot now, but do you want to see her before she had work done?
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on in.
Is it you?
She's improved a lot. Yeah, there she is, look. I wouldn't mind looking like Ada, bottom bit.
Now, that's what
That
I
is
look like
me.
in the dentist.
Can you imagine anyone being asked to make a robot that looked like me?
See, I would love it. That's one I would buy.
Oh, OK. I'll be round. I can't cook, but we could smoke and take drugs.
Fine.
OK, this is the news that the city of Vienna has joined OnlyFans. In other news, an AI artist robot was detained in Egypt on suspicion of being a spy. The Egyptian authorities have not said what she would be charged with, although I'm guessing it's a USB cable.
Very good.
Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Oh, yes. There's a couple, and they got a sort of thing saying you drove through Bath in your car and you didn't pay the toll charge crossing the bridge, and so you owe some £50 or whatever it was. And they said, no, no, no. And they said, no, 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 you definitely did. And they were sent a photograph of it, and there was no photograph of their car. But there was a woman walking along the pavement that had these words written on a jumper, and it read her jumper as the number plate of a car.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Superb.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Here's the couple's van. Here's what the CCTV captured.
I love this.
There she is.
It's so brilliant, isn't it?
But to be fair, she was doing 70 miles an hour.
According to the Metro, when contacted by the car owners, the council thankfully saw the funny side and agreed to waive the £90 fine. However, if you know the lady in the T-shirt and wish to see her again, you need to pay £230 and collect her from the local vehicle van. Time now for the missing words round, and we start with UK bakery embroiled in what scandals?
Profumo. Poisonous baps.
UK bakery embroiled in illegal sprinkles.
Oh, yes.
The bakery in Leeds has been told by the Trading Standards Agency in West Yorkshire to stop using the food colouring E127 and replace it with Yorkshire's preferred food additive E-Bygone. The owner of the bakery told the press, sprinkles you can get in this country are totally shit. They look wank, they bake wank. Not to mention the raspberry glazed donut cookie. Don't even get me fucking started. Boxer asked to sign what whilst in Newcastle?
Oh, I know, this death warrant.
Is it Ant and Dec Shins?
Is that their surname?
They're not related.
Are they not brothers?
No.
Oh. I thought they were twins.
No, no.
They're identical.
Are they?
No, they're not.
No, they're not identical.
What, Ant and Dec?
Yeah. Are you all right?
Boxer asked to sign fans' microphone.
Oh, yes, I did think it.
Whilst in Newcastle. Boxer Chris Eubank Jr. was approached by a fan who asked him to sign his microwave. Chris Eubank Jr. is a tough boxer. In fact, he's the most dangerously violent person seen in Newcastle since the football club's new owner. Ian, did you get asked for autographed?
Yeah, and I will sign the same. Perfectly reasonable. Jeffrey Archer.
Ian doesn't get asked for selfies, he does brass rubbings. That's true.
Signing-wise, I had a woman come up to me at the end of a gig once in Scunthorpe, and she said to me, could you sign my tits, please? And so I said, why? She said, because I want to show them to my husband in prison.
That's really sweet.
Next, Queen gives up what after advice from what?
Throne after advice from Charles.
Queen gives up Andrew after advice from lawyer. Queen gives up hallucinogenic drugs after advice from 10-foot sausage riding a bike.
Unfortunately, I didn't actually see this. It's Queen gives up drinking.
That's right, it is, in fact, Queen gives up drinking after advice
What,
from
completely?
doctors.
Not just cutting down a bit?
But she's not going to give up, is she?
No, she's definitely not.
One likes a gin.
In fact, yes, the Queen has given up drink for health reasons, or as she told Charles, she wants to take it easy for the last 35 years of her life. So, the final scores are Ian and Rylan have 4, and Paul and Robert have 4 too. And I leave you with news that during a rowdy booze cruise in Magaluf, organisers begin to suspect 2 passengers might be just outside the 18 to 30 age bracket. In his office at Westminster, Keir Starmer tells his assistant about his exciting week ahead. And as shooting begins on the new series of The Crown, One Royal is furious on meeting the choice of actor who's been cast to play him. Good night.
Eddie Redmayne and Elton John among Graham Norton's star lineup tonight. He'll tell us more in just a moment. And stay with us for comedy. Next tonight on BBC One, Greg Davies is back this week as the cleaner.